What's going on, folks? It's me, Mikey Pipes, and today we are going to be taking out one of these Rheem R22 central air conditioning systems and installing the ultra efficient heat pump, the Mikey Pipes by ACIQ. It's a revolutionary model, communicating, and a fraction of the price of the competition. I'm going to show you step by step while we decommission the second one from the left here. It's a 1.5 ton, 18,000 BTU system, but I'm going to show you step by step how we decommission and install the new heat pump system, step by step, and hopefully do it all before lunch. Let's go. All right, first step, make sure we don't mess up and take out the wrong unit. I have Daniel, my lead technician, inside the house. He's about to turn on the thermostat for the zone. I thought it was this one, but I think it's that one, especially since I got my sticker on here and I only put stickers on equipment that I work on. So that unit should kick on as long as we don't have a low pressure condition. And there's a low pressure switch, because I don't think it's that one, but we're about to find out real quick. Oh, sure enough, that's the unit. Okay, we are going to recover the refrigerant after pulling power. I have battery backup here, portable power. We're going to use this giant battery power source to power our recovery machine. All right, I have a recovery hose. Just a regular hose, nothing special. On my high side port, hooked up to my inlet side on my recovery machine. My outlet hose going to my recovery tank, and I'm using the power source right now to run the system. I didn't see an outlet nearby. There's one, maybe all the way over there. No, it's not even an outlet. Maybe there's one around the corner, but I wanted to use, nope. All the way over there though, but that would require the 100-foot extension cord, and I wanted to use that today. So we're going to recover the refrigerant and finish disconnecting the electrical to the outdoor condensing unit. Alright, no power there. Yep, we got power there. All right, recovery is complete. Only used 5% of the battery power. And I think we recovered about 4 pounds. Not much, but it is what it is. I'm waiting on the homeowner if they want to have the outdoor unit installed on the wall, on a wall mount bracket off the ground, or we're gonna put it back on the pad. Waiting to see. I sent 2 pictures to them. So here is that wall mount example, keeping the units slightly off the grade, and floor mount example that we did last week. So we're good. 26 1/4. All right, my wall mount bracket is on. I'm gonna set my little feet and making sure that the little plastic piece that contains the stainless steel, I guess, nut for the bolt is visible. I'm gonna manhandle the unit right here, mount it right there. I'm pushing my feet all the way to the front and the ones there closer to the rear. You can also take measurements, but practice makes perfect. That's where it needs to go. Before I actually get the unit on the wall, I'm just gonna take a quick measurement, make sure I didn't mess up my my right leg. Yeah, I got plenty of clearance. I'm good. I am gonna take that screw out though. Nah, I think I'll be all right. I'm just setting up the nuts and bolts. The bolts and the washers that are gonna secure my unit to the mounting bracket. All right. On the handles. See? Almost one hand. Oh, come on, baby. I am going to keep it real. It is easier with two people. But the job can't be done with one. Just tell them like it is. Okay? It's not all for YouTube. But it actually does sometimes happen as planned in real life. This one's being a real stubborn son of a bitch. Get out. Come on. All right. She's being too stubborn. I'm gonna manhandle her right now. Okay. Now let's just get the rear feet there. Don't worry, I'll show you guys in a minute. Don't worry, folks. I'll show you folks in a minute. Okay, easy peasy. Look at that. All right, she's a little off level. I gotta raise the foot right there. I gotta raise the foot. This one's gotta come up. There's a foot back there. See that? I gotta raise that up, but first I gotta get my torpedo. All right, now that my unit is secure to the wall, I'm working on the line set. I used my brand new Navik refrigeration tubing bender. I put the 3/8 mandrel on it, and I made that bend right there. Just wanted to experiment a little bit. I'm still contemplating whether or not to go get the zoom lock from the shop and use a coupling here or braze it after swedging it. But I think I'm gonna grab some more 3/8 from the truck. Actually, I have it right there. And I'm going to practice my bending a little bit. This line right here, I need to connect to that. So it's a little bit of a little bit of a kick right there, so I'm gonna have to kick that back and then maybe put a bend here and a bend there, and then put a coupling here. But I'm still up for debate. I'm using the existing disconnect box. I'm gonna throw a surge protector in there, and yeah, have at it. We'll have some fun here at 8:23 in the morning here. And we still gotta flush this line as well, by the way. So I got a little piece of copper. I'm gonna put a little kick on this. How much of a kick? I don't really know, but it's a little bit of a kick. Yeah, maybe that much. What do you think? Think that much is enough? Well, I guess we'll find out, right? Let's see if I line this up to here, like that. A little bit more. I think I did too much. I think I did too much. Too much. Too much. Okay. So there's my little kick, which is gonna put me there. Now I'm fucked. Because I can't, I'm not good at shit like this. I'm just keeping it real, folks. Just keeping it real, folks. I think I'm going to cut 3 times, and eventually I'm gonna get it right. I think. I could be wrong, but we're gonna try. And I'm gonna show you what I'm doing, because I care about you folks. So I am going to cut a little bit of this 3/4 off, and then I'm gonna make a 90-degree bend. And I'm gonna hope that I got it right. And I probably won't, but at least I made an effort. Because I am not good with the bend. And blame that on not getting proper instruction. I'm gonna put that right there. We're gonna see how this works. There's my Sharpie. Ah! There it is. I'm gonna put a bend right there. We'll see how that works out. If it works, great. If it doesn't, I tried. Oh yeah, this is not gonna work. There's a mosquito on my ear. Okay. There's no way this is gonna work. Oh no shit. Wow. Wow, it actually came out pretty nice. All right, I need to cut this back another time. Another time. Let me cut this back again. Oh my God, I'm like a developmentally challenged individual. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna cut this off. I'm gonna take that flare nut off on the 3/4, and then we're going to make a flare. How's that sound, folks? Because that's gonna go like that. Oh man, I think it's gonna be tits. I really do. Hold on. I really think this is gonna be tits. You guys are gonna be here to witness my accomplishment. Don't you feel honored? I feel honored that I'm on this journey with you through life. I got my 3/4. Let me get my giant crescent wrench. Let's take this off. You know, because you gotta put the nut on before you flare. And if you don't, well, then you'll know. Mikey Pipes, you didn't deburr the pipe, Mikey Pipes. That's right, folks. I did not deburr the pipe. Sue me. Many of you ask, how is it you get done before lunch? Well, a lot of it has to do with teamwork. Everyone plays their position, right? And it's about having the right tools for the job. You know, if you don't have the right tools for the job is going to take a lot longer. You know what I mean? Wow. I couldn't have asked better myself. Look at this. Look at that. We had a little bit of an offset right there. I have a 90 degree right there. And that, we're going to pray, is going to go there. So, I got to make a bend. You know what I really want to do? I really want to, yeah, but that's kind of a wasteful thing now. I wanted to maybe put a bend here, but then I'm going to need a coupling and a 90. No bueno. All right, I deburred the pipe, both my new piece and my existing. Daniel's going to go up to the attic, and we're going to use a chemical flush to flush out the oils. We do have some oil residue in that pipe, so we're going to flush this out. And then I'm going to swedge and braze. So, not too shabby, folks. Not too shabby. Daniel's got the I-Core system flush. There it is, a clean shot. We're going to be doing these steps. You got to bring a nitrogen tank up there.
Nitrogen?
You need nitrogen.
Really? Oh, purge afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you flare already?
No.
No? Okay. Because it wants you to crimp the...
I'm not crimping the ends because everything's perfect right now.
Okay.
So we'll just flush. It'll be all right.
Okay.
You gotta grab the nitrogen.
Whole tank and bring it up into the attic.
Unless you want to do pipe wiper. No pipe wiper?
No.
No? This is cooler. Clean shot. Expensive, but it'll do the trick. It does look really nice, by the way. This looks really, really, really nice. I'm ready. Oh, I'm ready. Okay. You okay over there?
Yeah, you're not getting anything?
No. It's definitely coming, but I don't feel anything yet. I don't see anything yet.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot nitrogen through then now.
Okay. What?
I did like 30 seconds-ish.
Okay. Yeah, this is when that pipe wiper attachment comes in handy.
Why do you say that?
Because you don't have to deal with that little like triangle thing you have to wedge in there and hold it in place. Now you did the 3/4?
Correct.
Okay. Do.
Okay, here comes nitrogen.
Yeah. Keep going.
You getting anything?
I'm getting nitrogen.
No fluid?
No. No fluid.
Let me pump the pressure up a little.
Okay.
Nothing?
No, just nitrogen.
Do I send more fluid through?
You did it for 30 seconds?
Yeah.
In the upright orientation, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe do a pipe wiper.
Okay.
You have it in the truck?
I don't.
Oh, Daniel, come on. Why would you not have like stuff like this when we're doing an install in the truck?
I thought we were going to use this.
I know, but you always have a backup.
Okay.
Well, do more chemical then. Let's go. Want me to crimp the end of this line then maybe? Maybe that does a big thing to this thing? Let me crimp the end. I don't want to crimp the end, but... I really don't want to crimp the end of this thing. But...
Or if you like put tape over the end?
No, I already... Too late.
Alright.
Alright, the end is crimped. Yeah, that's what she said. Yeah, nothing's coming out of here. I can feel it coming out. You know, the air pressure moving out of it, but nothing, no liquid is shooting out of this thing.
Okay.
So, I guess I'll go get the pipe wiper.
Okay.
Damn, a lot of freaking nasty stuff. All right, hold on, I think I got it. Yep, damn. Woo! All that nasty stuff came out with it. Wow, okay, you should probably do a couple more.
Okay, I'm doing the next one.
Pipe wiper. Wiping the pipe. Maybe we'll catch it in slow motion here.
Ready?
Yep, go. Got it. Let's see it. She is a little oily still. But it's also wet from the chemical.
Okay, doing another one.
Okay. Slow motion, folks. All right, she is much drier. One more. And then we'll do the 3/8. Got it. Perfect. Okay. Bless you. You gotta deburr the pipe. All right, now we're gonna do the 3/8, folks. While we're waiting for Daniel to set that up, let me see if I can find my scratchy paper. Clean off this outside of the 3/4 with some scratchy paper. Beautiful. Nice and deburred. Nice.
You ready?
Yeah. Got it. Let's see what it looks like. It is bone dry, but I'll do one more. Got it. Okay. You know, a little bit of redness to it. Are you? They're not red when you put it in there, is it?
No, I feel like the red is like copper, like it's...
Red is copper? Do one more then.
Because that happens to, like, a lot when we do these.
Yeah. Slow motion. Be nice to record in slow motion. That would be nice. The pipe wiper.
There's a slow motion mode.
Is there? Got it. You know what? For quite some time we were using the ICM, the 518 surge protector. But I gotta tell you, I'm really liking the Rector Seal so much better. I know it's a much smaller device, but it allows me to fit in more confined, tight spaces. It's really good. All right, my 3/4 inch line set is done. I wrapped it with some tape. I also did that connection right there. I think it looks nice. A trap is not required, but it doesn't hurt. So I'm gonna take my ground wire and put it right to there. Got an empty lug nut spot right there. L1 and L2, I'm gonna hook up to right there. Those two lugs, T1 and T2, going to load. And then my whip, my 3/4 whip, I'm gonna put it in one of these two knockouts. I think that's 1/2 inch, maybe. Good thing I'm wearing my PPE. Ooh, almost. Beautiful. Perfect. I really gotta invest in another small tubing cutter. I keep using this Navic, but it works, right? All right, I'm cutting some 3/8. Don't you hate it when it always needs like a little extra on it? I give it a little twisting motion. You know, it's always good to perfect. Oh, but I broke a nail. Okay. All right, now I need to do exactly what I did on the other side. We're gonna make a little kick. No, I need a little more of a kick. Watch this. Now I'm going to take some video. Okay, that's better. That is better. Let's put this bad boy right there. Right there. Bend this down 90 degrees. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a little bit longer. There you go. Look straight to me. Give it a 90. Beautiful. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Bingo. Let's mark that. Oh, I have to tighten that up, but I'm getting better. All right, I just finished up my line voltage and low voltage connections at the printed circuit board. Not your typical contactor or defrost control on an outdoor heat pump condensing unit. That's why we added a surge protector right here, folks. And I covered up my communication wire. This is not 24 volts. This is RS, I think 454B. Serial communicating, non-polarity. But I do keep polarity in mind. S1, I always make red. S2, I always make white. If you'd rather have traditional 24 volt communication from the air handler / thermostat, you have RC, Y1, Y2. Connections are right there. I have to wire up my surge protector, and then we're gonna do some pressure testing out here. Daniel and Derek have been working on the air handler in the attic. Beautiful walk-up attic, 10-foot ceilings, full finished floor, insulated. It's really nice. I'd rather be inside than outside, but I called it first, so outside it is for me. And it's 10 o'clock in the morning here, folks. I'm trying to do this one-handedly, taking the Schrader cores out. What's nice about the, I think it's field piece. Get in there. Come on. Field piece. Oh, you don't want to stay on there, do you? That's annoying. Let's add some pressure. Need more nitrogen. Just cranked all the way down. Tank's almost empty. All right, almost 10:45. I'm back to using the ACIQ tools, the True Blue evacuation kit, just because I think it's faster. But we're gonna try it out today. I just changed the washers inside them. We're at 35,000 microns and dropping. Let me open up my gas ballast. There you go. 32,000 and dropping. I'm gonna let this run for 15 minutes to see where we're at. All right, it's exactly 10:45. I'm at 4,000 microns. I'm gonna give this 5 more minutes and see where we're at. So we're 4,000 at 10:45. let's see what we're at 1050. And then I'm gonna take off that hose. I'm gonna put on this hose instead. And I'm also gonna use a different micron gauge as well. So I happen to like these a lot. I do see this restriction here, which is different than the ACIQ tools. They don't have that big giant restriction there. So we're gonna see if that makes a difference. Also, new versus old. We're at 3,200 microns and dropping. It's been about a minute later. All right, 10 minutes later. 1650. Let's close her up and see what we got. Yeah. We'll be vacuuming down for a while. All right, 1,500 microns, 1,550. I'm gonna close that ballast soon. Let's close it now. Start pulling a deep vacuum. Stay tuned, folks. All right, 1121. 228 microns. She ain't really going down much further than that. Let's isolate and do a decay test. All right, 1125. System is running. Oh, I gotta add some refrigerant. We gotta add 1.8 pounds for 75-foot line set of liquid gold. Come on, balance yourself out there, buddy. Liquid gold, folks. You can find this on eBay. 25 pounds, around 2,100 bucks. We're charging as a liquid, cans upside down. We're adding 1.8 pounds of R454B, which is an A2L refrigerant. Flammable, but won't sustain a flame unless it's applied to it. Keep that in mind. I did it in the shop for testing. Gotta love inverters. Whisper quiet. Let me ask you a question. Is your AC system this quiet? I didn't think so. 1.6, 1.7, 1.8. Done. Beautiful. It's always best to charge by length of line set. Then you want to charge by subcooling, have at it. But what works for me, charge by length of piping. Let's get our little red cap back on there and close out the job. If you're interested in having a private label system or even being an ACIQ dealer, give them a call. Link in the description box down below, aciq.com/Mikey Pipes. Tell them I sent you, they'll give me an attaboy. And start delivering quality equipment at an economical price for your consumers. All right, keeping track of liquid gold. I got the date and the amount written in a Sharpie on the can. You really gotta watch this stuff because it's hard to get. It's really, really hard to get, but thank God I got a lot of contacts, especially dealing with ACIQ. They put me in touch with a great distributor that has in stock, but you have to have a relationship. You're not just walking into Johnstone or your Sid Harvey's or wherever and think you're walking out with 454B. It's not happening. You know, you want to deal with an A2L refrigerant and not have a relationship with a manufacturer, go deal with Daikin, go deal with Goodman, and get plenty of R22 and have at it. But we here, Pipe Doctor, 454B for our A2L systems that we install. Good stuff. Folks, if you listen really, really, really carefully, do you hear that? Hold on, it's coming. Do you hear that? I don't hear a thing. What are you waiting for? AC of the 2025 and beyond. We got a 4-ton, a 3-ton, a 2-ton, a 2-ton, a 2-ton, and a 1.5 tons. Can you tell me which one's running right now? That's right, the Mikey Pipes by ACIQ. If you're interested in becoming an ACIQ dealer, or you want to build your brand with a private label system, check out aciq.com/Mikey Pipes. You won't regret it. And I use the battery power plant to power the recovery machine and the vacuum pump. There was an outlet right there the whole time. Oh!